Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Well, hello there and welcome to Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. It's your host, Lauren, joined by my sister, Michelle Anderson, fresh-faced and
fresh
tan,
as a daisy.
Fresh from Florida.
Fresh
she's not
AF.
there anymore. She's back. She's fresh AF, which is one of our best-selling candles.
It sure is.
Michelle, welcome home.
Thanks. And to you too.
Good to see you. Michelle text messaged me
you
over the weekend and wrote, I miss you. I'm like, listen, before, sometimes on the phone, I'm like, okay, but I love you. And I don't even get through the you, love you. And she's hung up. So hearing miss you from you means a lot.
It's true.
You.
I was like, it felt weird. I'm like, we do sometimes go dark during the weekends because we talk so much,
especially when traveling.
But traveling, it was like, and I was just like,
I miss my little sister. Well, don't worry, bitch. I'm here. You guys, we are so excited to share with you that indeed we did share the correct review last week, and we want to give Tom from Oak Park one more shout out because he didn't just leave us a review on the off chance, he might listen again to our Cozy Convo. I mean, he is a hardcore listening fan. So Tom, thank you. I got your email and I just want to say, this is one of my favorite emails I've received in a long time for a couple of reasons. You titled this, "It's a Major Award." That's the subject line here. Now, Michelle, did you get it? Michelle, no.
Well, when you made the reference to the leg lamp, I knew exactly.
Okay, but how about it's a major award?
No, because when was the award? What was that for in the movie?
It was when he won the leg lamp. The dad, you guys. So the Tom here referenced A Christmas Story, which anyone that references movies, it's just I like
he has your heart. He has
my heart. Well, he's taken ladies though, because his girlfriend is Katie Mee, who is the one who told him about the show. I think I got that right.
Yes, that's correct.
And we're going to send,
right.
And we're going to send them a Soleil candle because that's the one that they chose, which makes me happy too. They know what they like about us. And you know what? Not just Katie gets a shout out, but I want to give a shout out to the Mee sisters from Wheaton.
What up, Mee
the
sisters? Sisters. There were never such devoted sisters.
Oh, did you guys fight? What's your sisterhood like?
Yeah. Did you guys used to silent fight in your bedroom where you didn't want your parents to know?
Beat the shit
so you might have beaten the shit out of each other, and one was maybe jamming your head into a rug while you were trying to rip the other one's robe off so they could fight naked. That didn't happen to us. I don't know who did that.
Michelle. That is trauma. That, you guys, Mee sisters, I hope that there is no more brawling out on the rugs in your parents' house. Hopefully you're older than that. But Tom, thank you so much. You got a Soleil candle coming your way. Katie and sisters, thank you for your listenership. We fucking love you guys.
Literally.
And honestly, if I was a listener and I heard that shout out, I'd be like, God damn it, I want to shout out. Well, there's one way and one way only. And that's by listening to a review. Be like Tom from Oak Park, who doesn't live in Oak Park anymore, guys, by the way. He lives somewhere else. I'm not going to disclose that because maybe he wants some privacy. But, be like Tom from another town and write in the review and we will shout your name from the mountaintops of the suburbs of Chicago and the Little Italy section
I
of the
will
city.
Walk my ass over to that landfill atop 22nd Street, which is the highest peak I can find, and I will shout it from that stinky hill.
Shout your name.
From that shit pile.
I'm going to shout it. I don't want to invite this, but I kind of want to because I've had it. Ladies are always like, all right, read us a review. And the reviews are like, these two old hags, they are so mean. Listen, I'm not
you'll take anything
this,
is what you're saying?
Take anything.
So you're opening the doors for us to get...
I'm going to regret this. You guys, I'm a sensitive
mail?
Sally. No, I'm a sensitive Dale.
I don't think you can handle it.
I'm not nice. I don't think you can handle it.
I think I could handle it.
I would suck my thumb.
I would be like...
You'd be like, fuck them. You would probably be sad and mad for a minute,
Lauren,
and then
they
you would forget.
have a bag of Dick's Tote on their door knocker so fast.
This might get some people to start writing some, or just have some fun with it. You guys, like the people, like you can be funny nice, like mean nice, if that makes sense. Like make it a joke.
Who's your favorite
really
sister?
Yeah, who's your favorite sister? Oh man, they're gonna write such. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it now. What don't they like about me? Fuck off. Deal with it. Don't press play. No, please press play. Michelle, it's from, you won't get it. But for those Real Housewives fans, don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. That's where.
Who is it?
It's the Eileen from Real Housewives. I believe when she did it. She doesn't worry about it. Okay, you guys, we are ready now. I think that we've opened up the
floodgates.
The floodgates. Leave us a review. Show us some love. Please, no hate. I'm a pussy, really deep down. But yeah, like Michelle said, she'll send you a bag of Dick's Tote bag, which, by the way, bestseller. And that tote bag and the sweatshirt Stay Cozy hoodie, May 31st. Mark your calendars. We're opening up at the shop for a flash sale. So if you didn't get a hoodie or a tote and want one or the other, or for gifts this coming holiday season,
mark your calendar.
Tom, I'm talking to you.
Tom,
save the date and get yourself one or two. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the show. You know what I made over the weekend?
What?
For my fellow campers? Carajillos.
Carajillos.
Carajillos. Your carajillos. Carajillo. It's a Spanish coffee drink. And it is, you guys listen up. This is how this goes. Everyone, the espresso martini, it's like the thing to be drinking.
Yes, my girlfriends were really looking for one this weekend.
And did you not get one?
We had a couple maneuvers where we just ended up in different places, and that wasn't what we were going for anymore. Yeah.
So next year, get a bottle of Liquor 43. Okay, it's a liqueur. It's Spanish and it's made with oranges and spices. They don't tell you, it's a secret family recipe. And then all you need is like an espresso machine, and it's one shot of espresso, one shot of Liquor 43, or if you want to double it, you put it on ice on a martini, you shake the shit out of it. So there's a foamy top, like a little head to it. And you pour it, and I like pouring. Anthony prefers the goblet size, of course, like at a spritz comes in, and we've seen it in bigger glasses.
Okay, so he likes to drink
maybe not so goblety, but like a wine glass with like a little straw.
No,
bless you.
Excuse me.
And he likes it on ice. Personally, I like it in a little like mason jar, small glass.
Oh,
straight up. Like I don't basically. I don't like any ice. It is so refreshing. It's like this. It's like, it just is. You guys, let the Carajillo be your 2024 espresso martini. That's all I'm saying.
And Lauren, I know this recipe is on our blog.
It's on our blog that we don't write on anymore, but there's a ton of shit on there.
Find it there. Yeah.
All right. So that's, what people should be really
That sounds lovely. Now, did you stay? Did it also help with keeping you up a little bit?
One of our campers, Patrick, I said, would you like another one? He goes, no, I'm good. I'm feeling it. So I think he got a little pepiness step. The Carajillo.
Love it, Lauren.
Let's kick off things with a little recap, you guys. Michelle and I both had a wonderful weekend. I mean, I'm assuming you did.
Oh, no.
You're tan, so that means...
I had the best time ever.
Same. Michelle went to Naples with her friends, her group of friends called the Mushroom Heads. We're going to hear more about why they are called that. I mean, I don't know. I have so many.
Do you know why we're called the Mushroom Heads?
You've shared with me, but I forget. And I'll remember once you start explaining. And then I went to Camp Wandawega for our second year in the row for a little weekend away with some of my closest friends, but that are family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and I can't wait to hear what your comparative experience from the last time you went to this time, what that looked like.
So different, but amazing. All right. So kick things off. Let's talk about this for a second. You have a group of friends who you
32 years. 32-year friendship.
Did you guys do the math this weekend?
I think I just did a quick math. Yeah.
Oh, just now to prepare for the show.
I think, yes. Yes, I did.
You're like, 2024 minus
1990.
19. Yeah. Okay. So
92, I think, is what
Okay,
when I
cool.
officially met. Is the math right on that? I think
Michelle,
it is.
don't even worry
It
about
is.
it. I don't even know.
So the Mushroom Heads, these girls that I went on this trip with, this is my oldest group of friends. These are my sisters from another mister. And met on the mean streets of Western Springs and in the hallways of Lyons Township High School.
Couldn't be safer, more basic.
Yep. On my 10 speed, ran into Killeen, and the rest is history. Killeen and Colleen. So, our friend Jen Pohl, who moved to Naples, Florida, just like during right after the pandemic, and she hasn't moved back. So
this was kind of funny. I never heard about a going away party. She just one day lived in Naples.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she moved down to Naples, and in the last couple of years, this is the second time we've done this. It was like, let's all go to Naples.
Why wouldn't you? You have someone that lives there.
Wonderful. So Jennifer's mom was kind enough to open up her home.
Oh, cool.
To all of us, where we all share, cozy place to sleep. Lanai with the pool, overlooking the golf course.
Love it.
Just really lends itself to a slowing down. Care less. For me, a care less looks like caring less about showers, caring less about checking social media, caring less about doing anything that would require any sort of effort whatsoever.
Personal hygiene. Yeah, we had a couple campers that weren't showering. By the time I got home, Michelle, I smelled
filthy,
stinky.
Nothing. It's fine. It's wonderful. So we checked all of the boxes. We laughed so hard we cried. We cried.
Yeah.
We stayed up late. We're getting older, so we have to fight. We could have used the carajillo. Am I saying it? Carajillo. We could have used the carajillo.
Or you could just call it, you could be very American and call it carajillo.
Carajillo. The carajillo. And, just lounged in the pool for hours, just the best time. But I've gotten clearance to share a story.
I cannot wait. If you need clearance for a story, it means it's going to be a good one.
I got clearance from Jamie. Jamie Bonavere gave me clearance. So did she
give you clearance to say her name?
Yes. Clearance to say her name. She said, Michelle, I'm an open book. So we go out to dinner the first night. We have a great night out. We did have to powder under our armpits to head on out and clean ourselves up because it was a nicer spot. We went to the Warren in Naples, and great time. Went out for one more cocktail afterwards. And then we went back to Jen's house, and we were all congregating, outside on the patio, kind of under their overhang. We have music in the background. Lauren, Flavor Trip. Introduce the girls to Flavor Trip.
And did they like it? I'm shocked.
Some did, and some hated it and demanded a change. But it was
Yacht Rock is always a safe go-to.
Totally.
Next time.
I give up and I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And I look over and my roomie bedmate, Killeen, she's next to me and we're zoning out. It seemed like we'd been sleeping for an hour. I don't know.
This is when you go to your bedroom.
I go to my room now,
and then you go to sleep.
I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I hear retching. Okay.
Oh, no.
Now, violent. Someone is violently sick.
That's concerning.
We weren't no one was intoxicated.
We were just hammered.
No, we weren't getting after it.
Sounds like food poisoning.
Okay. All of a sudden Killeen wakes up and she's like, is someone sick? And I'm like, someone is so sick. So I get up and I go to the bathroom. The person, I still do not know who it is in the bathroom because they are so violently vomiting that they can't catch their breath to say their name. Okay. So now something that you need to know is Killeen has a irrational fear of vomit. Okay. Well, she's afraid of it. She can't smell it or look at it. It loses her mind. So while she's flapping in the background, we head over to the back patio where there are some girls still chatting.
Oh, so you're going to do, process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, so we're like, okay, there's Colleen. Okay, there's Anna. All right, there's Jen. It's Jamie. We're like, you guys, Jamie is so sick in the bathroom. So I go back. She's still retching. Now I'm like, I need to check to see if she's okay. And this is where, as I said for the rest of the weekend, I can't unsee what I saw. I crack open the door.
So you didn't open the door the first time around?
No.
Okay.
I crack.
That's interesting.
I crack because she was like, and she did not want us to come in. And
maybe now we know why.
Now we know why.
Why?
I open my door to my dear friend who is sitting completely naked on the toilet because what's happened is it's coming out of both ends. And she couldn't decide what to do. So you start with the pants down on the bathroom, but when she felt what was coming up on top,
oh my God,
she decided to take her pajama top off.
Why though?
Because she was trying to barf into the toilet that she was shitting in between her legs.
No.
And when I tell you there was barf on her naked body all the way down into the toilet.
Okay, this is very traumatic.
Poor woman. Now,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. I was like, we have to take her to the hospital. She has food poisoning. She has a foodborne illness.
The smell. I can't.
The smell. Okay. So
like Anthony and my 40th birthday party.
Colleen. So now Colleen and I are both, they were making fun of us. We had our matching Stay Cozy sweatshirts on. They were calling us flamingos because we were just walking around saying, what should we do? Colleen opens the door. Now, Colleen, the vision is burned in Colleen's
of course
sight too. Okay. Jamie was fine. Jamie's a bad bitch. She took a shower. Food poisoning. 100%.
Yeah. What did
nothing exits.
Did she eat?
She was the only one that had something different from everybody else.
What was it?
Sea bass. So the body was clearly rejecting. Now, and she and I said, silver lining, we're all a pound or two away from our goal weight. Well, check that off the list because Jamie made it. I mean, I was
Happy Mother's Day.
You gift from God. Gift from God. So, listen, not to take away from this trip and all of the hilarity and things that us gals do.
Sight.
But we could not stop laughing. And Jamie's such a good sport and she's just hilarious. So I look at her on the plane and I just go, just can't unsee it.
Can't unsee it. And the stink. I wonder, did she get the stink off?
She didn't. We're horrible friends. Colleen handed her a bottle of 409 and we all just hung out outside the bathroom.
It stinks. That poor girl. Well, Jamie, I'm so glad it was a quick barfer pooperoonie and you are feeling better.
Barfer.
And skinnier than when you left for your vacation.
Barfer pooperoonie for sure. And just a shout out and a special thanks to the hostess with the mostest, Jen Pohl, for doing it up just the way us gals. We couldn't have asked for a more perfect, relaxing unwind.
Now, you didn't get to why, though, the mushroom heads are called the mushroom heads.
When we were in high school, one got the haircut, then the next got the bob, then the next got the bob. So we all had the mushroom cut. And you
guys totally did. I'm thinking to your homecoming photos.
Yep. All of us had it. And we were, I don't know if we were invited to the other group of girls in our grade, another group of girls in our grade. And they had written on, I don't know, they probably didn't totally want us there. It wasn't a warm welcome. It said, welcome mushroom heads.
Yeah, see, in high school.
The chalkboard,
Yeah, see, in high school, that's a catty, shitty, like you're being kind of bitchy.
You know what?
In my opinion, it is. But it doesn't. I'm just saying
text thread name now.
Well, look, joke's on them.
Yeah,
you guys, that's who you are.
It's true though. We did have
the mushroom heads.
We did have the mushroom cap haircut, and we own it to this day. But that is the story. That is the history behind the name. And now our kids are like, that. Who are you talking to? Are you talking to a mushroom head? Which mushroom head?
Yep. Which one? I love that.
There you go.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that you guys had a great weekend.
Thank you,
Michelle. You inspired me, and I have to go into this with a little preface. So we went away. We went to Camp Wandawega. I'll start there and then we'll go into Mother's Day. So for Camp Wandawega, second year in a row, you guys, this place is located in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. It's about an hour 50 from Chicago.
Nice drive time.
Easy. It is honestly one of the funnest places in the Midwest you can go to with a group of friends or family. It's fun with friends because I don't with your kids now that they're older. Yeah, they can like sit around the bonfire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell
It's just
yeah.
a fun place to go with whoever you go with. So the Camp Wandawega, it is this land and property and these little bunks and shit have been around for ages. I mean, it goes back to Prohibition. At one point, it was like a hideout for gangsters to like go and party with their ladies of the night. And when you go into the gift shop the merch store at Camp Wandawega, it is actually in the old like drinking. I bet they would play poker, like
speakeasy.
Secret, yeah,
cool.
Speakeasy. If you look in the back of this merch store, there's like a little ladder set of stairs which goes to the trap door. So when the po-po came knocking on the door, you lift I think you'd scurry down. I think that's what it was. I think that we were in like the hideout area where they probably like brought out some bottles.
Fun. That's so cool.
So cool. Went with the same group, my friend Maggie and her partner Katie, and then my friend Patrick and his partner Brian, and then Anthony, me, and Luna, of course. And it was just a hoot. So different because Luna's walking. She's way more active. A shout out to one of our campers, Brian, who is Patrick's partner, who is just what is that saying?
Devastatingly handsome.
Well, either one.
Or he's let's just file him under a devastatingly.
I mean,
it's the library job for me.
Those two are a really good looking partner in general, Patrick and Brian. But yeah, and he's a librarian.
It's the library job.
I love pulling out you guys. He's the chief librarian of the New York City library
Arousal.
system. I mean, and then to even add on to that, he is so engaged with Luna. He does like puppets and he puts colanders on his head.
Stop.
And you know what I mean?
Stop. Oh my God, was she so into him?
Yes, so into him. And she actually she started saying uncle. This is the first time she started saying uncle, which was really cool.
I thought, but not gunkle.
No, we didn't. No, she got uncle down.
Okay.
So that's what we're going with, right?
Okay.
And Brian is also our resident camper lumberjack. He is the fire builder. He puts his hands basically into the fire.
Mm-hmm. No fear and no feeling because he's burned off all of his nerve endings.
So amazing. And, each person brings something to this camping experience. We've got like Katie throws down and Maggie badass breakfasts,
Yum.
And Patrick the one thing that was really special about Patrick,
comic relief.
We have our one-on-one conversations. We both have dead moms. We both, we just have a very beautiful kinship and connection. But one of my favorite things, when you have a toddler and they get up at the crack ass of dawn, it's a little, and you're with a group of people. You don't want to wake anyone else up. And B, you're kind of like, okay, I guess Luna and I will just sit there, which is fine. But Patrick was up. And I found him like there was a couch in the kitchen and he was like laying on the couch in the kitchen as we came up. And that was like fun to just have like a little morning together with Patrick. We don't ever do that.
Totally.
So a couple things, Luna is sleep regressing. There's some shit going on. No big deal. Figured out. But the weirdest thing happened. We were in bed and around 2:00, she starts screaming, wakes up. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So, and we've never done this either. She slept in bed with us. We don't really co-sleep. She's in bed with us, but I'm sorry. Did I say sleep? She didn't sleep for 2.5 hours. So from about 2 to 4:30, she chit-chatted by herself.
No.
To somebody.
No. It's like at sleeping in a room with a snore.
At one point, she was like, bye-bye. And I'm like, who are you saying bye-bye to?
Who's she talking to?
Right.
Did somebody pay her a visit?
I don't know. And there was a spook. I mean, listen, I think this place has that. It's haunted. I've asked a couple people on the premises who work there. They're like, it's all haunted. Like, there's so much history that rolled through that place that there has to be energy and spirit hanging out.
For sure.
And I was like, you know what, if you're going to hang out and talk to my daughter, like, can you at least do it like maybe anytime from like 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Like, I even asked the ghosts there. I was like, listen, I'm cool if you like, this is fine, but like, can you let us sleep on the second night? Because that was really hard. And there was no funny business on the second night.
Interesting.
Yeah. So cool. Oh, I have to tell you this though. On Mother's Day. So then we got into the habit of last year, there's a sauna on premises on the grounds. And it's one of those, it looks like a barrel. It looks like something out of Norway or Scandinavia that they just plopped in the middle of the motherfucking woods.
I've been in one of those in Colorado.
It's so, yes, you have.
With the round with the bench, the little bench on the side.
Yes, and it has like the wool hats if you want to wear the wool hats and really sweat it out.
Wow.
So we did lake plunges. So we would go jump in the lake and then you'd run up and do a sauna. And it was just, their slogan is rest and play. And that is exactly what happens at Camp Wandawega. You rest and you play.
Legit adult campground.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Summer camp.
Summer camp. And also something that was really cool that a lot of people, not just at Camp Wandawega, experienced were the Northern Lights here in the Midwest. And our friend Katie, who is such an explorer, she is just, she just bebops and just will go explore. She was gone for quite some time. I thought maybe a ghost got her. But she went to go look and she saw, we had cloud coverage, but the sky was very Ghostbustery and like purplish. It was one of those, it was very like, it didn't have the green Northern Lights that some of us saw, but it was fantastic. Her photos, really cool. I mean, that is like kind of like a once in a lifetime opportunity for a lot of people.
It is. I'm not going to lie. I had a bit of FOMO over that. I mean, I was rapid texting my family back home. Like, are you guys seeing this? I'm like, Ryan, did you go search? He's like, I had no idea. I'm like, that's because you're not on social.
The paper. But that's right.
On social media. I mean, today I'm sure.
Totally.
But I'm like, that's one area where you'd be in the know.
Mm-hmm. And just how you shouted out Jennifer Pohl for hosting. Shout out to a dear friend and listener, Maggie. Maggie puts this shit together. She is the one that found Camp Wandawega. Let me put Camp Wandawega this way. I ran into a woman who has been following Camp Wandawega for 10 years. This was her bucket list travel destination. So it was part of her, it was on her list of places to go.
Wow.
And she went with her 20-something kids.
Oh.
So that's what kind of place this is. Like you see it and you're like, my God.
People are like, this is good. This is something we have to do.
So shout out to Maggie, because I think without her, we probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger like this. And I think there's always that one friend who get one or two friends that like kind of start thinking and then they're like, okay, let's just fucking do this. And just generate
and then the masses
this weekend.
Follow. And then
it's like build it and what is it?
Build it and they will come. Well, it's so funny, Lauren.
I love you.
We were laughing because I am not the planner of these excursions.
You come.
I am.
You just are here I am.
I said, I'm trustful. I'm like, tell me where to go. I'm going to put my arm on your shoulder and I'm going to walk blindly wherever you go. And that's how I travel. And why I have to travel with a group or a person who's the leader of the pack. Because
you need like a seeing eye dog.
Just take me. And so I'd be like, where are we going? And then I put my arm out. They'd be like, ah.
Well, that's kind of happening to me this weekend. So to keep going with this like traveling moment that I'm in just for the second, I'm going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming this weekend with a group of friends. And again, two people, like one person kind of started and then it started to elevate from there. And so from a report about that trip, I've never been, but yeah, Michelle, I'm with you. I'm on this trip. I am just like, tell me, I'm there. I need two things.
Tell me what to do.
The two things that I'm going for, I'll do it all. I'm going for all of the Western vibe, but I'm looking for a bookstore and good coffee. And I'll take the lead there. And then everywhere else, I'm going to the Cowboy Millionaire Bar.
Everybody has a strength. Everybody's bringing something. When you travel with a group, correct. And if you are with a group of friends, like we have been friends for over 3 decades. And this woman was asking us on the plane, like, you guys all get along. There's no like anything. I'm like, never. Sure. There's some sarcasm and some snarkiness and somebody might pop off if somebody hasn't eaten in 4 hours or what have you. But like it's seamless. It's effortless. And everybody just steps in line and you just do what you're told or you do it and tell everybody else what to do. And
or don't do it and someone will just talk about you later.
Yeah, exactly. We always say, don't talk about me behind my back.
Skinny on the inside and don't talk about me behind my back. Our next toast.
Like
and I curse you with crabs.
That's hilarious. Like when we leave the room, we go, don't talk about me now.
You know what? We're going to write that down. Don't talk about me now. I love the now. Okay, let's move right into Mother's Day. I'm writing the don't talk about me. Don't talk about me. Okay, so Mother's Day was a blast. Michelle, this is where you inspired me. I value alone time and taking, like self-care days and wellness and whatnot. And I thought maybe I was going, not that I was going too far, but I was like, maybe I will miss
Anthony and Luna when I take myself to dinner, a massage, and for a stroll in Lincoln Park. I thought maybe I was like going to regret, would I regret
No
this?
regrets, huh?
If anything, I'm grieving my former life again.
Thank you for your honesty, because isn't it a big change?
It is. And I was like, and I came home, I want to tell you a little bit more about it, but I came home and I was like, Anthony, I realized like, I can't just leave and just go and do these. He's like, yes, you can. But that's what I was like, oh my God. He was like, if you ever, when and if you need to go and take yourself to dinner and go do what this did to you today, let's just plan it. He goes, I'll stay with that wild animal. I'm like, fuck it. A, this is why we're having one, and B, thank you.
Yep. And
it works for us.
And I think that that's a really beautiful component and example of a really healthy, functional relationship. There's no codependence.
We work very hard. No,
you guys respect each other's needs and boundaries, and good. Again, I say this to you all the time because of your journey to motherhood looked different. I'll just say very different than mine.
Yeah.
And you know yourself so well, and you have a voice, and you are not afraid to say, this is what I need.
You have to.
And this is what I want to do.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it is true, because I was thinking about how many women have said like, oh, I can't do that, or I've got to do this. And I'm like, here's the deal. If you really want it, and that's what you can do it. You can make it work. It's 2 hours.
We do
2 fucking hours.
We do what we prioritize.
Yes. All you do have to speak up. And it did feel kind of like, is he going to get offended when I say that? Is he going to be like, you don't want to be with us like on your day? No, just speak your fucking truth, and your wish is your own command. I really believe that you just have to say it, and you have to find, and you have to make it work with whoever you're raising your kids with. But I wanted to tell you something. What I did was I got a great massage at Now, which is where I kind of go for a quickie. They do a great job. It's such a vibe. And then I took myself to dinner. During my massage, I'm like, where am I going to go for dinner? I could go anywhere. I could literally go anywhere. I was going to go to one place, and I was like, no, I need greens and a fucking fillet of fish. So I went to Gemini in Lincoln Park, and I've gone there 3 times now. And every time I get the same thing. And everyone, if you ever, it's just a spot to know about. Put it on your list. I got the super green salad. So it's like chopped up dino kale. They chop up some green olives, banana peppers with avocado, pistachio nuts, chopped up asparagus and broccoli. I mean, it was, Michelle, mouthwatering with some sort of magnificent dressing and a slab of salmon.
Oh my God.
And I drank a white wine, and I read a book, and it was just
magnificent.
Wonderful. It was.
Sounds like a mother's daydream.
It was. And let me tell you something. There's something else. There's a bigger component to this that I was really thinking about yesterday. I was thinking about, like, when I'm alone, I am so much more observant and aware of what's around me. And I mean, like, so that I can enjoy it. Like, I can see more, and I can, like, more can soak in. I'm sitting at the table, and this guy in a Jeep rolls by. And this Jeep, it's a big black Wrangler Jeep. And the music it was like Shaka Khan. It was like so exciting, and it was fun. And this big black guy was singing to it and just having the best time ever. And everyone stopped what they were doing and were like looking at him. And because like in awe, because his vibe was, I mean, he was having the best day ever, and he was just celebrating life and whatnot. And I mean, he just brought this energy. So after dinner, I go for a walk, and I hear this gentleman driving by again. Now he's just doing the same thing. Now he's in front of another restaurant, and everyone's looking, and he's just singing his Shaka Khan. And so I walk up to the host, and I'm like, does this guy is this a normal thing? He goes, oh yeah, every Sunday, 4 to 5 times a day. This
Shut
guy
up.
just
I love that.
rolls around Lincoln Park.
But you liked it.
Everyone liked it. It was a conversation. You saw people looking. Women were like, woo, woo. It was just and just being alone and seeing it again. I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not been alone, just experience something that someone else was doing that made life really, I don't know, feel like I was aware. And I just wanted to share one other thing. I had an epiphany. Now I also had a glass of wine, and maybe a little cannabis. So this was an infused epiphany. But as I was walking, so then after dinner, I went on a stroll.
That's like one of the best ones.
Again, something you can't do when you're like with your kid. You can't get a little, you can't
go inward and
like
pause
that
for a moment because you're sweating from running.
Right. You're not seeing everything. So I took a stroll in Lincoln Park, which again, I highly recommend if you're ever downtown, get a cup of coffee and walk the streets, the tree-lined streets. The houses are it's insane. You just see things you don't see. And, it's just like being a tourist in your own city. And I get to the end of the block and I look up and the clouds were big, white, puffy clouds and the sun was setting and the John Hancock was just right
peeking through
right with the clouds. And it brought me back to like when I was a kid. And I remember seeing pictures and like seeing the city like that when we would come downtown and I loved it. I loved the skyline. And I don't know what happened last night, but when I saw this building and clouds, I literally said to myself, I am exactly where I am supposed to be in life, not just right here, right now. I mean, just in general, like this calm came over me and I was like, I'm here. This is it. This is good right now. There's no need to panic. You don't need to think about what's next. You are in your right space. Just keep going. It
Lauren.
was the weirdest fucking Michelle. And I was like, oh my, that was
Lauren.
weird. It was very strange.
Well, I have to say,
was that like a message from mom or something?
I don't know. But selfishly, as your business partner, I'm thrilled to hear this news.
I mean, happy to share it because it felt so like I kept that walk, I just felt so like, I don't know, legit. It was a message. It wasn't like, I was like, oh, I like Chicago. I like the skyline. That reminds me of being a 9-year-old. It was like a wave came over and it was like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Just keep going.
Amazing.
I know. It was the fucking craziest, coolest thing ever. And I would not have experienced that. I would not have gotten that sign or message.
If you were busy racing through life, spending, and that was the big thing with Mother's Day, like my girlfriends and I joked, we would go around the table and we would say, what would you be doing right now if you were at home on this day? And everybody was talking about all of racing to this. Maybe somebody had a game scheduled, going somewhere. And in that moment for us, we got to sit in this moment and just kind of be.
Yes.
And there is nothing getting back on the airplane after that and literally feeling like I could do a clear, not that I was like sucking air trying to like get through life.
Sunday scaries for you.
No, but just like, I laughed got all my laughs out. I slept till 9:30. I did all of the things. I'm like, I'm ready to go back and get through the last 3 weeks of school, help my kids, support them in any way they need, kind of do this stuff. I'm good to go.
Yeah, it's exactly what you needed.
Wouldn't have felt that way necessarily today.
No.
Had I not gone and given myself that pause.
And kudos to the partners who, some people don't, it's true. Some people don't, for lack of better words, let or agree the mom or whoever to go and do these things. They won't take on that responsibility of tending to the kids, or they quote can't, or it's too much, or they're busy and they're away for work, so it doesn't work. So well done for everyone for making it work. Again, while I was at dinner last night, I saw a guy with 5 kids, small children.
God bless.
Wrangling them. He's like, let's go this way. Ice cream. So he was he was either someone's uncle or a brother. I really don't think he was a gay dad of 5. I'm pretty sure he was doing some mom or moms a solid and taking all the kids so that they can go and have a breather moment. And it was like, well done, sir. Thank you for helping the mom out.
Helping the mom.
We're going to dive into an article that I found on women's health. And, we won't dive too far into this, but this is just a reminder that there is proof in the pudding. The benefits of slow mornings, which is one of the newest wellness trends that is taking over social media and conversation in the wellness world. And basically what we're talking about is the opposite of what I think a lot of us have been brought up to think what a productive and successful morning looks like. Hitting the ground running, doing all the things before 7:30 a.m. and then beating yourself up if you haven't done all of those things and making yourself feel like shit because you didn't run a mile yet, make lunch for the next 3 days, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
A slow morning is the basically opposite of doing that. It is gradually shifting into your day.
It's not being
mindfulness.
It's not being immediately connected.
Yeah. And the mindfulness aspect is the biggest part of this whole slow morning movement idea. And the idea here is that the main health benefit is less stress, which it sounds like like kind of hokey, whatever. Okay, cool, less stress. I'm always stressed. But that's actually, it's something to think about because stress bleeds into every part of our health and functionality as humans. So if you really opened up your morning in a slower way with less stress,
sets the tone.
The idea is that less stress is bound to trickle into every part of your day.
Mm-hmm.
You're more able and apt to, again, respond instead of react.
Yep.
Yeah, you're more emotionally intelligent and stable. Slow mornings might look like, this is my favorite way to start a slow morning is to breathe in bed before I get out of bed. Like take 5 to 10 full mindful breaths. Feel my body lift up, rise up, lower down, and do my list of gratitude. And my mantra today is going to be an amazing day. Incredible things are going to happen. But that's my way. Michelle, what does your slow mornings look like?
Well,
you're kind of a Herkle-Durkle sometimes where you like to lay around in bed sometimes.
I mean, I would say in this moment, I'm kind of in a bad phase. I will tell you that my mornings pre-COVID where there was nothing slow about them.
Yeah.
It just looked different. Commute was different. Life was different. There was a short amount of time and it was really unhealthy and contributed to my bad mental headspace. My mornings, after I read the article that you shared, I thought to myself, well, let's see, I'm not stretching. I'm not taking a moment to mindfully breathe. I come down lately. It changes, it ebbs and flows. But my morning looks like me coming downstairs, passing by my husband in the office in his space, who's actually practicing a slow morning where he reads his passages, gathers.
Again, the Anderson family is on point with slowness.
Unbelievable.
It's really remarkable.
And then I come in the kitchen and I have a cup of coffee. And then from that, and it is slow and enjoyable and I'm not feeling activated or anything, but I, as of late, have been easing into that. But I was inspired by some of the things in there because for me, Lauren, I feel like I need structure. If somebody tells me that when you wake up in the morning, what you need to do is you need to take those 5, like if I could check a little morning
do that.
slow,
just do what I do.
I'm going to do your 5 breaths and then stretching, What do I stretch? What am I doing?
All you got to do is sit up in bed
like this?
And lift your arms, do a couple seated cow cats. Do a twist. You don't need to go get your,
okay, I don't need to get my foam roller. I don't need to get my strap.
It's just about moving your body, even just a little bit, which I actually am guilty as charged as not doing enough of that one.
I'm not doing that enough first thing.
In right away. But there's so many different ways you can do this. And this is what's interesting. The big don'ts rather are don't scroll, doom scroll social media and don't check your inbox. Checking your inbox first thing in the morning can trigger, again, that overactivity of alertness and stress and anxiety. Oh my God, I've got to respond to this guy. And you'll stop what you're doing to tend to that perhaps. So you want to kind of keep off of the device as much as possible. Breath work, mindfully stretching, mindfully breathing, journaling. And they are listen, it's not realistic for a lot of people to journal every single day, but maybe every Tuesday. Maybe every Tuesday is your day.
Make it your weekly thing.
Yeah, it's just your once a week thing. Then it gets simpler from here. When you open the blinds, instead of opening them and just walking away, maybe open up the blinds, look up, take a deep breath, and then exhale and then walk away. Just implementing these slow little things, savoring the smell of your coffee or taking the time.
I do that.
Yeah, that's
I'm nailing that.
That's great. And that is part of it. You can always layer onto that mindfully making your breakfast or for you or for your family. It's just a really good reminder, I think, that we don't have to be on the go from the minute we fucking wake up to the moment that we close our eyes in bed, because we are wired to think that way. For some fucked up weird reason here in this country, we have been told that the faster you move, the more you get done, the more successful you will be in life. And then we have these really fucked up ideas of what success looks like.
Yep, it's one of those belief systems that has been ingrained into us that we have literally had to debunk and rewire and relearn that. Hang on a second, wait, I'm I'm pissed off, anxious, angry, and exhausted because that's what I thought I was supposed to be doing, or that's how I thought this was supposed to look, but it doesn't have to look like that.
Success does not have to be in a dollar amount. Success doesn't have to be in how big your house is. And I think we lose sight of success can be, I actually had a slow morning today. I succeeded in that. Or I'm a good person. That is, you are a success of a human. I think that we have unfortunately created a real clusterfuck for us to be, feel successful as humans. And this slow entry into the day, I think, can help us just have more
baby step into
days.
leaning.
Yeah. And just less, less intensity and just better equipment to face the day than rushing into it. So you guys will link this article. It's awesome. I really encourage you to listen to or read it if in the event you're interested in these kind of things.
I'm actually excited for us to go move into what we're reading, watching, and listening, because a recent podcast that I've started to listen to that just launched really lends itself to this conversation and was sort of born out of the idea that I didn't have to, success didn't mean kicking ass every single day.
Let's go right into it. What are you listening to?
So our friend Ashley Logan, the CEO of Yakety Yak, launched her podcast called Unapologetically Yours.
Yay. Congrats, Ashley.
Congrats,
Ashley.
That's
huge. It's not an easy undertaking.
And I am so here for what she has set out to share, because this is a woman who is an absolute baller. She's a smart businesswoman. She's a mother. She's all of the things. And she got to a point in her life where she was like, hang on a second. I'm doing all of this, and also I'm fucking exhausted. This is not what this is supposed to feel like. So she's created a podcast that's totally centered around you, to encourage you to find your authentic self, challenge societal norms, and prioritize your holistic health, which is what, we're all here for. I've listened to 2 of the 3 episodes. They will absolutely be strung into my, cozy mindful well-being on a weekly thing. I highly recommend this podcast. They're so well done. It's so relatable. Women across America, listen to what she is serving up, because it is relatable AF.
That's whose women's circle I went to a couple months ago. And she really led us through a beautifully curated, mindful gathering of women. And my favorite part of what she is able to do is open up space for conversation and for women to talk about things that they probably don't talk about, like with their girlfriends, just for fun, because they're deeper, harder conversations. And I think those are the important conversations we really have to have with ourselves and with one another. And Ashley creates that space and the ability for you to kind of go deeper inside. And I'm so excited that she has a podcast now, because I feel like it's not, not everyone can make her circles. Not everyone can make her events. So she needs
weekly
a bigger medium.
Connector.
Yes, exactly.
How
what's exciting.
Cool? It's cool to hear. And because there were so many things, everything she was saying, I was like, yes, 100%, totally agree, resonate, everything you're saying. And I feel like we're at this time and space right now as middle-aged 40, 45-year-old women that are starting to look back on our experience and say, hang on a second, just because somebody said that that's what was supposed to be done, or that's how that was supposed to be, that's not how it has to go.
I completely agree with you.
And something that resonated with me and her is this understanding and this realization that, you're a mom, you're all of these things, and the work stuff, that's going to get done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a pause there and focus on being present with the most important thing in my life, which is mothering or whatever. I can't say enough. It's fab.
Amazing. We will link that. Huge congrats. I love seeing people dive into the things that they really want to. I am not listening to anything. I've got nothing to offer there. I'm not reading anything new, because I'm still reading Beautyland, and it is getting better. So I'm excited to see where this little story lands and goes to. Michelle, you are reading The Long Ships by Franz G. Bankston.
Yep. The Viking.
Oh gosh, I just saw the word Viking.
The Viking journey continues. I think that everybody in my circles are so sick and tired of me talking about Vikings. I've brought everything. I'm like the Greek dad in
that brings the Windex.
The Windex, where there's a fix for everything. Well, I bring everything back to the Vikings.
Okay, my big fat green what? Yep.
You know, I was calling Jamie a Viking after
what you witnessed,
almost died on the toilet bowl. But anyway, guys, so I was visiting with my dad, and he was like, I've got this book, and his mom gave it to him, and she said it's really good, and it's about a young Danish boy who gets taken by the Vikings, and he becomes a rower on their ship, and then basically goes on this like adventure, if you will. But in 900 AD, an adventure was fight for our team or you're going to die, and your chances are you're going to die anyway. So might as well go with it. But it's historical fiction, and everything in this book here is
that's a cool cover. I like that.
Super cool. All of the names in the Vikings series are bubbling up in here, Ragnar Lothbrok and King Harold and the King of England. If you're on this journey with me, listener, and you're into the Vikings, I'll leave you with this. This was the introduction. This is how it's going to be good. This was not the writer. The introduction was by Michael Chabon, and the last sentence says, "When you arrive at its bittersweet but mostly sweet conclusion, I trust that you will turn to your shipmate, your companion in adventure, and swear by ancient oaths, as I hereby swear to you." It's really good.
Oh my God, Michelle, that's really.
And he's not wrong.
Oh, okay. And are you almost done with it? Like,
but I'm powering. It's wonderful.
How many pages is it?
A lot. Almost 400, over 400, almost 500.
Yeah, that's a good amount. Excellent. Good read. Story. Okay, great. I'm not watching anything because I was quite busy last week and whatnot. But in regards to watching things I'm seeing on the old, social media, I was really a big fan of watching Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan Markle do their world tours when they were actually part of the royal family. And they are now doing them again somehow. So,
but not with them?
Not with the royal family. They're doing these tours. Okay, so Prince Harry has been, I don't know if he's the founder or the coach or whatever he is. He's heavily involved in this program of sporting events called the Victus Games. I'm not quite sure much more about that. I should probably read up on that.
Like it's got a Viking.
But I think it's based on Viking games. But so they're in Nigeria right now, and they're just going all over wherever to show up and do their appearances. And I live for royal fashion, and I just have to say that I know she's not part of the royal family, but Meghan Markle's wardrobe is exquisite.
On point.
She has excellent taste. And
what is it? What do you love about it? Is it her clean lines? What is her style? She
wears a lot of dresses, which I don't wear a lot of dresses. And when she's not wearing a dress, she's often wearing a badass, almost kind of pantsuit or trousers. And she always has amazing shoes, and she's simple. She's a minimalist. So she also kind of color blocks.
I like the color block look.
Pattern. So I do like the color blocking, and I like her minimal jewelry. She'll wear maybe Princess Diana's Hermes bangle bracelet, or different really simplified jewelry. And she just always hair pulled back or down. She's
very
breathtaking, and I've been having a lot of fun. I feel like it's 2018 again, watching them do their royal tours, and it's given me a little life. It's making social media less boring and depressing.
Well, you are not the only one that loves the royal stuff, because our listeners, some of our favorite episodes are the ones where we talk about the royal family.
Well, that was your royal dish of the day, listener. Okay, let's rock and roll right into what are we doing for cozy mindful well-being. Like I mentioned earlier, Michelle, I'm taking a page out of your book. I'm going on a girls' trip this weekend, and I'm excited to not be a leader, but just a follower in this one, and just do as I'm told.
Trustful.
We're going to do a 4:30 sunrise at the Tetons and go see the sunrise over the mountains.
Magical.
It's going to be a dose of play and nature rest.
Play and rest.
Play, rest, nature. Yeah. So that'll be neat. Excited to go. We haven't named that group yet, but have we? No, we need a proper name, like the mushroom.
You know what?
Heads.
And don't force it. Let it come organically. When it comes, and you'll know.
Well, it's a good thing you mentioned that, because I just have to say before we wrap up, and you give your cozy, Maggie has named our group officially for our campers. And we are the Archers and Moonbeams Society.
Oh,
and I'm
wow,
here for
the
that.
Archer and Moonbeams. And I love anything with the society.
Same. And the reason why we're the Archers, as you know, because we like to archery. We like to, shoot
Did you
arrows.
bring your arrow, by the way?
I did. I didn't get to shoot it, but I used their bows.
Okay.
I used their bows and I won by like a point. I shot real shitty, but I won our that portion of the tournament.
Fun.
Moonbeam Society. Moonbeams comes from, because at one point around the bonfire, we thought we saw a beam coming from the moon. And I mean, a straight motherfucking shot shooting out of the moon. And we ran from the bonfire.
And you weren't the only one.
No, many of us saw. We got up, Anthony, Katie, Brian, and I, we booked it into the middle of the lawn, the big lawn at Camp Wandawega. And we looked up and we were like, oh my God, we're seeing another cosmic, once in a lifetime event. And it was a jet stream that just so happened to collide with the moon. Because we slowly saw it start to like dissipate and get thicker. And like, oh, that's a bummer. But you know what? In our mind, it was a moonbeam. So cheers to the Archers and Archers. I think it should be the Archerers, not the Archers. Anyways, that's who we are. Say, just that's
you can work through it. Just talk to the group and see what the proper
side. Michelle, you're gardening. Tell me more.
Well, I typically, a Mother's Day tradition for me has always been to plant our garden, during on Mother's Day weekend, which I wasn't around for. So I came home to all of my veggies picked out. They're sitting on top of the garden right now, ready to be.
Your family went and got them for you.
Yep, they got them. And today I plan on later when I get a little time to garden in my style of gardening, which is throw some shit in there and see what grows. Just throw some shit in. I'm not really like I'm not composting as, there's things that you can do to really inspire successful yield. And I'm just, I've got the dirt, the beds are ready to go. And we're just going to pop that in and get those things growing and see what happens.
I love that.
And something happens. I find my stress-free approach to gardening, my lazy approach to gardening. Lazy gardening.
Yeah, I like that.
It works.
Will you be planting kale by any chance? Kale?
I'm not going to plant kale.
It grows so easy
because I'm just going to. I was been thinking about it. The garden, the farmers market started last week, and I'm just going to make sure that I gather it on the regular from there because I see it there all the time.
Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. All right, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. We do hope that at the end of each episode, you sit and consider for a moment, what are you doing for your own cozy, mindful well-being? Because that's the point of the show. Yeah, we like to laugh and wheezy and, get giggly. Yep. But the goal and the mission here, as you know, is for you to do the same that we are. Listen, we freak the fuck out sometimes. Don't worry about it.
And sometimes
that's the part of life. That's
right.
Part of it.
I'm not nailing it. And then I regret it
a little bit. And then I'm like, oh man, did I overreact? But then you just get back into the groove of things, let it go, move on. And as always,
stay cozy.
Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at The Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.